He doesn't have to be here, but he drags his whole trailer down here just to hang out with these smelly runners and make up good drinks for us. We've got Tom McNerney, who's our logistics coordinator. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Tom used to be logistics and volunteer coordinator. I'm not sure how he did it so many years because it was ridiculous. But this year we added Becky Peroto. She's our volunteer coordinator. Ben Mazer. Where's Ben? Oh, there he is. Ben Mazer just had knee surgery, so he's limping around. He'll be here at the finish line, but he's my co-director. So if you don't see me to give me a smelly hug and sweaty hug when we get back, give it to Ben. He'll appreciate it. There's a couple guys who aren't here. They're doing other things right now. Joe Carpenter, he's the director of the 911 center for this county, and they bring the incident management unit that has all the emergency personnel linked to it, and he brings down all the equipment and the ambulances, so thanks to Joe for supporting for our safety. And Travis Best, he is the Director of Communications for FEMA. He coordinates all of the ham radio operators, and recently, in the last couple of years, we have the addition of AT&T FirstNet. They bring in their mobile assets, and our staff gets to communicate with each other through their communication network that they have here just for us. So thanks for those guys. And lastly, all the volunteers that show up every year. I know a lot of them, they show up and they would rather be running, but they like to be here and supporting everyone else because they have enjoyed it so much that they can't stay away, so they volunteer. So thanks to all the volunteers this year coming back. How many first timers do we got? Has anyone been here all 9 years and finished? Anyone? I didn't see any hands. Oh, back there. Oh, excellent. All 9 years. That's a holy feat. I'm just tired flagging the course. I can't imagine running all 100Ks. Anyone doing the Triple Crown? Well, I wish you the best of luck on tomorrow. So, I'm going to go over course marking. We collected 8 years of data. We've done course marking a couple different ways. We've done marking in which you could basically look behind you and in front of you and see flags in every direction. We actually found that format had the most lost runners. And I think what it happens is, as you're running and you see the orange flags, you see them so often, your brain tunes them out. So we've kind of honed it in. My legs are longer, so my pace is different. But I measured it. There's a flag usually every 0.08 to 1/10 of a mile. There'll be a flag, at least. It's far enough apart that when you get going and you look up, you're like, oh, I'm looking for that next flag. It's not like, oh, there's a flag, there's a flag. And then you run right by the turn, and then you're like, oh, I don't know if I saw a flag. You just tuned it out. So about every 0.08 to 10th of a mile, maybe a little bit longer some places, you should see a flag. So if you run a half mile and you haven't seen a flag, you're wrong. You've gone the wrong way, right? Don't try to get to an intersection and say, which way do I go? I don't see any flags. What you're going to do is you're going to turn around and you're going to run the way you came until you find a flag or a sign, and then see where you went wrong. Okay? Don't go to a road and think maybe I should run down this. Maybe I'll find the flag. Nope. Turn around. It's not a trick question. There's no tricks on the course. If you don't see one for a while, you get to an intersection, you don't see flagging. You get to a road, you don't see a flag across the road. You don't see 3 flags across the road. Usually there's even a flag before you cross the road and across the road. If you're there and you think, man, I don't know where to go, just turn around and go back. Because the farther you go, the farther off course you're going to be, and you're going to kick yourself in the butt for not just turning around and finding the last flag. Sometimes you're going to see a stake with a yellow sign that says right turn or left turn or go straight. Or go straight to light. When you see one of these, go right. If it says left, go left, okay? In the spaghetti, which is here in the state park, there's a lot of the trails that get really close to each other. And you may see some other flags out in the distance. That's a different part of the course you may have been on, or you might get there. Don't try to go that way. I made it really, really easy. There's signs at every turn in the state park, and if you miss it, it says wrong way. Don't try to think about it. Don't philosophize about it. It means wrong way. Don't go that way. Turn right around and look for the orange, okay? Some of the turns out there, there's nowhere to hang a flag, and you really can't put a stake in the ground. You'll see a whole bunch of these little flags basically lining a turn, and if you kick them out, you should put them back, because the runner behind you wants to see those. So if you see this orange, don't go around it, just follow it. For the 100K people, strike that. Everybody, 50K, 100K. In the coal mine loop, they're doing some work putting in bike trails. You may see some orange ribbon off the trail. If you're off trail following ribbon and you're kicking every down tree, you're wrong. You're on a real trail the entire time, okay? That brings me up to the other thing. With the spacing, if you're looking at the trail, all the trails are blazed. Some are, the majority of the time, you're going to be either on the Loyalsock Trail, it's marked with LT, or the Link Trail, which is marked with a red X. If you're on the red X, just keep following the red X. It's good. Like, just keep going. It will get you through whatever section it is to see the next orange ribbon. If it's especially tricky, you will see more ribbon. We try to make it real easy. I like to run with my head down when I flag. I try to be like one of you guys, all tired and not looking, and think, okay, I can't find the trail. So I put more markers out, okay? So make sure you're looking. If you hit a road section, there's a couple hop up on the road and hop back down. Just keep your eye out. You're not going to be on the road long. You're going to jump right back off. I've seen in the past, I'm driving by and people miss the turn off. The turns have like 5, 6 ribbons right there. Just keep your head up and look. If you're running down the road and you've gone a half mile and you haven't seen ribbon, what do? Turn around. Not a trick question. So while I was out hiking or flagging, I was at, for you 100K people, when you get to what I refer to as Ryan's Revenge. Ryan's Trail is an old trail that we opened up for the race. It's crap. A lot of you will be there in the dark. It'll be extra crappy. But once you make your way to the top, there was a gigantic black bear up there. Just think about that in the dark when you can't see a big black bear. Also, if you're stepping off the trail, use the bathroom. There might be rattlesnakes out there. Look before you pee. Alright? What the park says, if you see wildlife, don't touch it. If you see a bear, just talk to it nicely, tell it to go away. It will leave. Rattlesnakes are very docile. Don't try to kick it. Don't try to make it your pet. Just let it be. If you try to pee on it, find a different pee spot, okay? But leave the wildlife alone. Don't be scared out there. There was a guy from Scandinavia that came one year, never seen a black bear. He wanted to quit right then and there. Because he'd never seen it. I don't remember the lady's name. She's from the area, ran up to it and yelled at the bear. He goes, "Are you crazy, woman? What are you doing?" It's like, well, we gotta run this way. I want the bear to leave. And the bear, of course, left, right? So don't be scared. Like, we see them often. We see rattlesnakes often, especially on like the views. We'll see them sunning themselves. It's okay. Just leave them alone. You can see porcupine now. They're a bunch of jerks. I hate those guys. Give them a lot of room, right? All right, I want to give you a little course overview. The hardest part of the course is the first 2 miles, or 3 miles or so. Many of you may have noticed there's no flags here in the state park. That's on purpose. There won't be flags in the morning for you either. I'm going to give you directions. It's very simple. When you guys leave out from underneath the banner back to the parking lot, you hang a left and you go towards the visitor center. You will stay on that road, over the bridge, down the way, until you get to the cabins. When you hit the cabins, that's when you'll see the first sign and the markers will show up. There's really no good spot to put markers here, and you're on the road. Very easy. You go out, make a left, stay on the road, and then you run into the markers. No one looks at them anyhow. I watch every year. No one looking down at their feet. You're on the road. And once you get to Butternut, I like to affectionately call Bust-a-Nut. We're going to do 100K people in the dark. I'm sorry. It's all nice and rocks, and it sucks. And that's how you got to spend the day. But once you get through Butternut, which is a lollipop, once you get up there, you go up the stick and you'll see a sign that says right turn. And it says lower road. You follow it. There's also a wrong way sign. Don't go past the wrong way because you'd be wrong. You'll do the loop. When you come back down, after all the rocks and fun, you're going to blast down the mountain. You'll see a sign that says go straight. Just go straight. You're going to end up back at the end of the stick of the lollipop, and you'll go down to the V, and then you'll start climbing once again. At the V, it's all marked off with orange ribbon, so you can't go around it. If you go into the woods to go around the ribbon, which I have seen, you are wrong. Don't go around ribbon. If it's across the trail, don't go around it. Just realize that's not the way to go. You'll make your climb up through High Rock, which is a lot more rock, until you get to the first aid station. At that point, you can run like hell to Sims Pond because it's flat. And if you don't believe me, you shouldn't believe me. I tell lies all the time. Now, you should definitely not take your time through there. It's very runnable. Make up your time between 1 and 2. Once you leave 2, it starts getting more rocky and undulating and more climbs until you get back down to the state park. When you're back at the state park, you do not come back here. You'll go across the street. You'll see the flags out there. Make sure you look both ways so you don't get spotted by the cars. The aid station is on the other side. Now, 100K people, how many people have crews? Okay, I sent an email out about aid station 4 and 5, Canyon Vista. I highly suggest that your crews all use aid station 4 unless you're a front runner who's basically running with nothing but water. There's about 10 spots up there at Canyon Vista, and it's very tight. It's been a madhouse up there before. It's 3 miles away from down here by trail. Tell your crew, meet you down here, get everything you need, and then go on. The aid station at top has all the stuff you need. It's a full aid station, and there's not that No. Maybe. I don't remember. The drop bags here are 4. It's at 4. The drop bags. So get all your stuff. If you're a front runner and you carry nothing but like 4 ounces of water, like a lunatic, your crew can go up there. It's okay. But you just know if you get up there and your crew's rolling around trying to be crazy and trying to find a parking spot, it's not going to work. It's just going to be mayhem up there. Skip that one. Pine Knob is fantastic. The next big one. Plenty of room, plenty of space. And when you leave, your crew should leave to go straight and do the loop. It wraps you back around. This is just for safety because all the runners are coming in on the road, on the trail. Okay. Last thing to talk about. Bernerdale. Since we're talking about 100K. Bernerdale is what we call the graveyard. Once you leave Pine Knob, you will get to Dry Run. That is your last aid station to make your decision if you're going to drop for the race. If you are hurting and you're cutting really close to the cutoff, I highly suggest dropping that Dry Run because there's one water stop and a long way to go to get to Bernerdale. It's like a time warp and it sucks. If the crew or the volunteers are not going to be like, oh, you should go. They're actually going to tell you, you probably should drop if you look like that. Just know that, okay? Every year, a bunch of people leave Dry Run, and they look horrible, and they never make it, and they're like 3 hours behind or something. Just put that in the back of your brain. If you get to Dry Run and you are struggling, you're nearly cut off, it is best just to drop there, because it's a long ways, and there's some nasty sections in there to get to Bernerdale. After Bernerdale, most of you will be in the dark at some point. You are all going to be on side trails of some sort, not the LT and not the Link Trail. You'll be on the Party Road, Rhines Trail, Highland Trail, Fern Rock, Bridle Trail, World's End Trail. It's well marked. It has reflective ribbon there. Take your time. Keep moving smartly. It's flagged really well because Ryan's Revenge is really crappy. But you'll have enough there to get back, okay? Just keep pushing forward. But just know you're going to be on a whole bunch of side trails and it all sucks. It is the worst part of the race, okay? You're retired. Just suck it up. You made it that far, okay? Our number one thing that we think about all day long is safety for our runners. When you're in an aid station, check in, hit the bib number. We want to make sure that you get there and you leave and you make it to the next aid station. We did have a runner that night get lost because he ran down the road with no ribbon, got to an intersection with no ribbon, kept running. He eventually made his way to a park. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had search parties out for him. Don't be that guy. We will find you. We will call whoever's on your emergency contact. Just make sure you check in. Because if you don't check in, we don't know where you're at, we're going to come look for you. And find, by the end of the race, we need to have your bib number checked that you made it back one way or another. Okay? That is our main concern, that at the end of this race, you get back safely. Okay? Does anyone have any questions?
I don't need any.
Clear as mud. Okay. If you see the sign, what do you do? If you don't see any of these for a while, what do you do? If you see the sign. What are you going to do when you leave out of here tomorrow morning? Oh, there you go. Man, you guys are really good. You said they didn't have any comments. All right, guys. I wish you luck. I'll let you go. I made it under my 30 minutes, so that's fine. I hope to see you. We have pancakes in the morning. We have coffee in the morning. Come in. And when you come tomorrow morning, check in, you get a final bid count, and so it starts.
Yeah.
Okay.